So the weather's changing. It's getting colder. Winter's just around the corner. Are you taking advantage of these temperature changes? Or are you just instantly putting on clothing and dealing with the cold? Right now it's about 40 degrees. It's chilly, but it's not cold. I'm out here in a t-shirt. You know, and a lot of people at this moment would have a jacket or a coat or something like that on. And, you know, there's a reason I don't. And it's simply because I'm allowing my body to acclimate to the temperature change. I never truly understood how important this really was. I knew the importance of it, I just never really thought of it. I never really thought that that's what we do with our bodies until last year. You know, my good buddy Travis Henry did a video on acclimating himself to cold environments. That way he could deal with it far better than the average person. And if you want to see that video, here's the annotation right here. But so basically, is what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to get to the point to where you're cold. And you want to start doing this the moment the temperature starts changing. You know, I used to work in the elements in a non-climate controlled environment, and so I never truly realized that I was automatically doing this with my body. But for somebody that works inside in a climate-controlled area year-round, the temperature change really affects them, and they're the ones that are always complaining about being cold and everything else. You know, like right now, you can see my breath, but I'm not cold. I'm not even chilled. And it's simply because even though now I work inside, I keep my workshop closed off from the rest of the house, and I keep my windows open and my ceiling fan going. When I go to work in the morning, oftentimes I won't have a shirt on. If I do, it's a short sleeve one, a pair of shorts, no socks. That's how I go to work every single morning. So as this temperature has started to change and get colder, I leave my windows open. I go in there, I work with no shirt, a pair of shorts, no socks. If I start to get chilled, I mean the moment you start to get chilled, where you feel that first little shiver, throw something on. It's as simple as that. You're not trying to get yourself to the point to where you're just shivering cold. You're trying to slowly build up your body to tolerate colder weather. It's as simple as that. So now, why would I do this, or why should anybody do this when they can simply just put layers on? I guess it's an opinion. I mean, for me personally, I don't like being cold. I don't like being cold when I'm in my workshop. I wouldn't want to be cold right now. But the fact remains that if I allow myself to be uncomfortable when I'm in a comfortable environment like my house, then when I'm outside trying to enjoy nature and it's 5 degrees Fahrenheit, then I'm not miserable because my body has changed to the climate to where I can get away with wearing less and still maintain that core body temperature. Now, when it's that cold, obviously you're not going to be out in a t-shirt for very long, and the wind plays a huge role in that. So listen to your body. When you start to shiver, put more on. When you feel warm and cozy, take a layer off. If you work in a controlled environment and you don't work at home like I do, when you go to bed at night, wear less to bed. Don't use covers. Use a sheet instead. Have the covers down at your feet so that if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're shivering, pull them up. Get warm. No one's saying to make yourself completely miserable. Just make yourself a little bit less comfortable. Your shoes and your socks. A lot of people have problems keeping their feet cold or warm in the winter. Let your feet get used to this. Don't wear socks in the house. You know? Let them get cold. I promise you, 40 degrees working in my shop all day long, wearing nothing but a pair of shorts. At the end of the day, I'm chilled to the bone. And that's even after I've put, a coat on. So when you get chilled to the bone, how can you really get warm again? It's either vigorous exercise or oftentimes a hot shower or even a hot bath. It's really the only things that can really bounce you back from just being really chilled to the bone. Even a fire, you have a hard time really getting warm again because your front is hot, your back is cold. So you flip over, get your back nice and warm, and then your chest is cold, face is cold, your ears are cold, and everything else. So that's why it's so important to definitely acclimate your body to these cold temperatures. So this is what I want everybody to try to do. Experiment with it. Play around with it a little bit. Watch Travis' video of this. Take notes from what he does and apply them to your everyday life. That way, when you're sitting out here and you can see your breath, you're not as cold as what you normally would be, and you don't need to have all those layers on. I understand that this is not for everybody, and if it's not for you, then by all means, live your life the way you want to live it. This is just something that I have found very useful, and I think it's a must that people do this. There's actually medical, there's very good things that happen to the body when you're really warm and you go into an extreme cold environment for a few minutes, get just shivering cold, and then get out, get warm again. Medically, it does a lot of really great things for your body, your immune system, your metabolism, all kinds of things. And if you don't believe me, well, search the internet on that. There's actually a lot of places that have cold chambers for people to enter, for a matter of 2 to 3 minutes. Once they get cold, and they're hit with, I want to say, negative 40 degrees, or maybe even more than that. So negative 40 degrees, wearing nothing but their underwear for 3 minutes. By the time they get out, they're a popsicle. But everything in their body is sped up and is working ultra time and everything else, and it does wonders for the body. I really want everybody to research that. But anyway, enough bambling. Can't even talk. Must be the cold. Alright, but enough rambling. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and as always, have a good one.